Hello and welcome to eBay with Chris. Of course, my name is Chris. In this video, we're going to look at my eBay business for the month of September 2024. I'm going to show you my total sales, my eBay payout, how many items sold, and my eBay expenses. So I'm going to show you a P&L. Did I make a profit or a loss? Let's go. Okay, so here's my eBay report for the month of September. You can see September 1st through September 30th. So my total sales for the month were $6,679. Let's scroll over here. You can see my total selling cost, $2,841. That's actually 42% of my total sales, which is kind of high. We'll dive into that in a little bit. And my eBay payout or my net sales, $3,447. We scroll down here to the quantity sold, 269 sales. That's pretty good. That is basically, with 30 days in the month of September, that is just 9 items per day. So I'm pretty happy with that. Of course, my goal is 10 items per day, but 9 is pretty close. My average sales price was $24.83. A little bit lower. I'd prefer to be up in the high 20s, like around $28. But we're going to go ahead and look at my profits and see how I did overall. My goal is $10 profit per sale. So let's check it out and see how I did there. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at my total sales chart for the month. Again, my total sales, $6,679. And if you divide that number by 30 days in the month, my average sales per day, $212 per day. And again, I sold 9 items per day. But let's go ahead and look at this chart a little bit. A couple of other interesting things here. The item sales, so the price that the buyers paid for the item themselves without adding any shipping and handling or taxes or anything like that, they paid a total of $4,413. Shipping and handling, the buyers paid $1,875. So when we check out my selling costs, that'll be really important to keep that number in mind. I want to make sure that I'm paying less for my shipping and handling than the customers are paying for the shipping and handling. So $1,875. And of course, the buyers also paid some taxes and government fees of $390. It's interesting when you scroll over and look at this chart. Like for me, it looks like Wednesdays are like my slowest sales day. For some reason, every Wednesday is really low in this chart. For example, here's a Sunday, and you can see I had $289 in sales. Then I break down to a Wednesday, my lowest day of the entire month, $66 in sales. It looks like every Wednesday is that way. Here's another really high day, and this is also a Sunday. $371. That might be my highest sales number during the month. Let's skip over here to here's a Wednesday of 140. The following day, Thursday, is a 108. So Wednesday and Thursday, not too good. Here's another probably Wednesday and Thursday. Yep, Wednesday 110, Thursday 125. Let's look at this week here. Oh, here's a Saturday at $337. And we'll scroll forward here to another high point. What is this? $344. And then I ended the month really strong for 2 days in a row with $357 and $374. So my highest day of the month was the last day of the month, $374. Let's go ahead and look at some of my selling costs. Okay, so here you can see my total selling costs were $2,841. Again, a total of 42% of my sales. Let's get the breakdown here. I'm curious where that came from. Okay, so eBay fees, $1,126. That includes final value fees of $898 and ad fees of $216. 127 of those ad fees were priority, which are fees charged when your item is clicked via promoted listings. So I was testing in September, I was testing out basically pay-per-click. I was curious. I wanted to try and drive more sales, and it did not work. This 127 was basically a waste of money. I probably got 5 sales out of that whole thing, and I was paying roughly 50 cents per click. And that's a click. That's not to buy the item. That is just the click on the item and open it up. So eBay puts your listing at the top of that buyer's search, and then you pay when they click on your listing. So I could have a lot of people clicking on the listing and not buying it, and that's what happened, and that's where that $127 came from. So I cut that off after maybe 5 days once I saw the data, and I was like, nope, I'm not doing that anymore. But I do also have $88 of general ad fees, and that is the kind of ad fees where you pay maybe 5% when someone buys the item. So not only does eBay promote it, it's not as high as the priority, but eBay promotes it to the buyer in search. And if they actually buy it, that's when you pay the ad fees. And so I'm doing that for a lot of my older items that have been in my store for about a year or more. I'm doing that. I also paid some international fees, some transaction fee credits. I got credited $52. That's probably for 2 or 3 refunds. But I'm curious on this final value fee. I'm going to pause real quick. I'm going to add this up and see what the percentage is of my total sales, because I want to make sure that's reasonable. It should be about 13%. Let's check it out. Yep, I did the math. I divided the $898 by the total sales of $6,679, and I got 13.4%. So right in line. That's what your final value fee should be, right around between 13 and 14%. So I'm pretty happy with that. I just killed myself with these priority ads that I was doing. But let's scroll down some more. I also have my account level fee. So this is my store fee of $59. That's a monthly fee. And here's another key number, shipping labels. So I spent $1,715 on shipping labels. The buyers paid $1,875, and I paid $1,715. So that's good. I didn't lose money on shipping. That's what I want. Okay, and finally, the moment you've been waiting for, my P&L for the month. I know you're super excited. So my eBay payouts, this is actually what landed in my bank for the month of September. In the calendar month of September, what actually landed in my bank, $3,461.77. That's only a few dollars off of the eBay payout report. It's probably within $20 if I remember the numbers correctly. My cost of goods, so that month I spent $558 buying more clothes to resell on eBay. So in the month of September, I bought 370 items to resell on eBay. And if you remember, I sold 269 items. So I'm up 100 items in my store at least. Let's look at some expenses. So for office expenses, I had $21.57. That was probably for like printer labels or something like that. I spent nothing on outside shipping. All of my shipping went through eBay. I have this line in there because occasionally I might have to ship something outside of eBay. I've only done that once or twice, but I have that there just in case. For software, I'm paying for a couple of apps as well as some Google Drive storage. That way I can go ahead and upload pictures for my listing company. But I spent a total of $40.62 on software. For labor, for photos and shipping, I spent $200. That's outside of eBay. I had someone come in and help me do some shipping while I was gone. Most of that work was actually done in the month of August while I was out of town, but the $200 payment came out of my bank in September, so that's why I just went ahead and put it in September. Also, I spent $400 for my listing service and $0 for warehouse supplies. So all in, my expenses were $662. That's not counting the cost of goods, just the expenses themselves outside of the cost of goods, $662. And so if you divide that by the 269 items I sold, my expenses per item, $2.46 per item. And then if you add $1.50 for cost of goods, my total expenses are $3.96 per every single item I sell. So I subtract that from the profits that I make for every single item. Roughly $4 is a good estimate when I do that. eBay profit, you guys probably already saw it on the bottom there. My total eBay profit for the month, $2,241.58. That's what I put in my pocket or in my bank account. I'm curious. Let me see what that is, profit per item sold. So hold on here. Let me do some math. Okay, so I got my phone. I'm doing a little bit of calculating right now. So my total profit was 2241, and I'm going to divide that by the 269 items I sold. My total average profit per item was $8.33. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. But $8.33 profit on average per sale. Under my goal, I'd like to be in the $10 range, but it's good to see the numbers. It's good to have a reality check and know where your business stands so you can start to look at ways to improve your business, improve your average sales price, improve the number of items that you sell, all that kind of stuff. Well, those are my numbers for the month of September 2024. Let me know if you have any questions, if there's any other data that you would like to see, or if you have questions about how I calculate things. Please put them in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. We're on this journey together, right? I'm learning as I go. Hopefully, what I share helps you learn as well. Also, if you want to check out my eBay store, I do have a link down below. You can check it out. If you're curious about what kind of equipment I use in my business, from things like my printer to my poly bags, to everything, I actually have a list below. The lights from my photo station, everything is listed below if you want to check out those links. They are affiliate links, and I would appreciate it if you used them. It would give me a small kickback. And finally, if you just want to say, thanks, Chris, that was really great content, I appreciate you, you can always buy me a cup of coffee. There's a link below for that as well. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching eBay with Chris, and I'll catch you on the next video.